it's me, Julia. I'm here today with a glazing tutorial. So today I'm going to do a couple of different glazing combos, and I'm bringing you along with me to see how I do it. So the first one I'm going to do is I've got the glazes out. I have Blue Lagoon, Texture Turquoise and Ancient Jasper. So I'm going to choose, here's my, don't know if you can see there, my cart. Let me just show you. There, that's my cart with all my glazes on. My Celadons are in the middle, my PC Potter's Choice are on the bottom, and my Mako are on the top here with my brushes. And it's a good way to keep them all together. It's a good way to keep them all together, and I can just grab them as I need to. Each of my jars has, unless it's fallen off, has a little indicator tile and some greaseproof paper on for easy opening. And I always open over one of my sheets. It's just a fridge liner, that's what I'm using. I cut it up and it's available just for a few pounds on Temu or wherever else you shop. And I open still over this one particular one, then I can pour all of those crumbs into my pot of mystery chips. So bear with me, my brain just doesn't want to work. So the one good thing with you, when you've got this paper on, if you haven't got paper on, you shake it, you're going to get it all over the lid, and then it's all over the rim, and it's going to just make a mess, and it's going to stick your lid on the next time you come to use it. So it's so easy. I'll just show you. It's just so easy to take that off. Some greaseproof paper is really that's got hardly anything on the paper there. And I'm going to choose a fan brush. This one is reasonably fluffy. It's not as fluffy as the Mako brand ones, but it wasn't Mako brand price. So we like to, be a little economical where we can here. So I'm going to start my brush. Let me see if I can get this a better angle so you can see this too. I'm probably going to make a mess everywhere because I'm not used to doing it in front of a camera, and it just is what it is. And Blue Lagoon is pretty runny. So I'm basically getting it as thick as I can. I'm just going to actually hold the pot over here, and I'm just wiping up the edges. Can you see? Literally, I'm just dipping and kind of getting it as thick as I can in there. So I'll show you. I'm just getting it. I have been known just to pour some in and sweep it up the sides. So you can see that there's glaze running around the bottom of it. Just put another one in there. And another one, you can see that that's pretty generous. I would probably even put a little bit more in. Apologies if I do keep moving it out of view. It's my first one. So that I would call pretty much one coat. And if it's dripping around, that's a good indicator for me that there's enough there to call one coat. I'm then going to go around the edges just with the side of my brush. Like this. Doesn't help that I chose one of the runniest glazes to start with. Just to make sure that there's, I'll probably go around it twice for each one layer. Just that's it. And then I'm going to go around this little one little rim around here, and I think I'm going to use a different brush for that. So I'm just going to pop that over there. I'm going to use a brush with a flatter edge to go around that rim, just because it's going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to put the pot up here so you can see, and I'll try and do it where you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to the edge of the rim. I've got a line to follow with this coil. If I didn't, I would literally just take my edge or my brush over the edge just to create some drips. I'm not too bothered if I make a bit of a mess because I can clean it up, and also I want it to be pretty thick that it looks like a nice rim of glaze. I'll probably do an extra couple of coats around the edges as I'm going along, just because I can't quite get it as thick as the center. I'll just see how I go as I'm doing it. So that's almost dry. You can leave your brushes down on this mat as well, because any mess you make again can be just dried out and put into your glaze tip jar. So this, I would call this, for me, it probably needs another 2 minutes, but I would call it just about dry. I'm gonna just pop and get a pot to show you what I was talking about with the edge. My pottery store. This is what I'm saying about the edge, you know, like as it goes up and down, it does have its own little pool kind of thing going on. Still love that one. That's one of my best. I'll turn that light out actually before somebody decides to tell me, Julie, you forgot to turn the lights out. That's my downstairs toilet inside pottery store. So just about dry there. I'm going to go back in with another coat. Now I'm not going to disturb the coat underneath. Can you see I'm literally just laying on my brush and going up to the edge. I'm just laying some glaze on top. If I try to brush it, I'm going to disturb the layer underneath, and then I'll make sure I've got some in the center. That's a really generous second coat. Again, it's plenty dribbling around there. Oh, dribbling around in the middle, you probably can't see, so I'm going to do again around the edge. And there is like heaps of glaze in there. So make sure I've got the edge. Right, I'll put that back down and I'm going to go around the rim again. all around the little rim. It is a little drippy, so I'm just going to hold it upside down for a few seconds. Just so she should be fine there now. Oh, wait, so you can have a second cut. Now, if I was doing lots of cuts, I have a little pot with some pennies in, so I could put 2 pennies down by that one and know that that was on cut 2, and I could put a penny down with this one and know that it was on cut 1. If I'm doing multiple pots, then I do that. So what I'll actually do whilst, yeah, this one does need a couple more minutes, so I'll just put that one down, and I'm going to show you how I do this, like a big one. I'm actually going to pour some in because it's just much, and then I'm working quick. I'm pulling it up the sides. Can you see what I'm doing there? It's hard to do and when I'm not looking directly. So I'm pulling it right up the sides, using my turntable to just kind of aid that a little bit. And it's a little generous, so I can use that to go around the edges too. I can pour off any excess. That's pretty simple. But then you do get a drip. So I'm just gonna wipe the excess off for the minute. So that was a really quick one, wasn't it? And then I'll just even it out a little bit. Super quick and much easier than just keep having to dip it in the pot. So I'll go back around. In my last kiln opening, I showed you a gluggle jug, a fish jug. That I had made, and it took 6 hours, and everybody wants to have a tutorial for it. So at my last, I'm not really getting a good view for you here. At my last, let me just turn this around a teeny touch, that might help. This is quite heavy. Yeah, at my last Tuesday pottery group, I timed myself. I had got all my coils ready, got all my bits and pieces ready, and I timed myself what the actual build, just the build was, and it was still more than 3 hours. So I couldn't do a live one of those because you'd all be asleep. Although I did watch, there's a girl called Nat, and she's in Australia. She does some great kiln openings. So I'll shout out to Nat at Mud Magic, and Trace. She does the kiln openings with her. She makes some of the pottery, and I did watch her. She did a throwing tutorial which was nearly 2 hours, and I did enjoy watching that. I don't throw, but I wanted to just, you know, see, and I didn't have much else going on, and it was just nice and relaxing just watching her throw in and talking through and all of her hints and tips and things. Right, so this one is obsidian. We all know obsidian. It's a goodie. Right, I think how this one is slightly fluffier, and I'm going to do the same with the obsidian in here. I'm going to give it a pour, maybe a touch more, and wipe my jar down. There we go. Yeah, this brush is, I can tell this brush is nice and floppy. He's slightly longer bristles on. I can't see what's going on in here. Right, come on, get quicker or that's going to dry. Right, I'm just going to stand it up so that I can get it in. So I might just give it another couple of brushes in. And just make it one really generous. Yeah, it's probably most people's too, actually. It's, you know. There's plenty of glaze there. So I'm going to go around the edge. Now, I'm not sure what to do, apart from I've just made an awful mess. As these long floppy bristles have made a mess there. Let me have a look. I think I might go around the first layer of dots on there. So Okay, gonna let that dry. Just make sure it's quite even inside. So my battery ran out, and so I have, whilst it's been charging, put a coat of the blue rutile on the set and one coat of the ancient jasper. So it was supposed to be 2 coats of the textured turquoise, but I ran out of textured turquoise. So what I'm going to do now is finish off with the final coat of ancient jasper, which I'm going to go not right to the very bottom, just kind of down the sides, and then I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put some oatmeal on. So on this one I've put the final coat of the smoky merlot on, and I also put the first coat of seaweed on, but there was a little pool of smoky merlot in the bottom, and I just thought, right, I'm going to work with it, and they kind of mixed and have gone sweepy up the sides, which I really like. So I'm just waiting for that to dry, and it's getting dark. Let me just put the light on. Not that it makes a lot of difference, but let's get this final coat of ancient jasper on these pots. Okay, so I'm just going to go to about there. Can you see? Let's see. Just to about super. Right, that's the ancient jasper done. What I didn't show you before, which I noticed, because I was like, what am I going to do with my brush? I don't want to put all the glaze really in the water. So I wiped it on one of these little mats, and it just got some of it out just to make more glaze. More glaze sprinkles. And with the mat having ridges on one side, it just helped get it out. So just move that one over there a second. Put my lid back on. I don't know where my indicator tag's gone for that one. So just pop it on there for a second. Now, while it's still wet, let's do some oatmeal. Another one I don't have much left in. I do need to do a glaze order. It's always so hard to choose your glazes. Like, I really need some of the ones that I've been running out of. But I really want some more to try as well. But if I get too many, it costs too much. Right, okay, so good, I'm gonna get a nice, I think I'm just gonna go with this kind of brush with a pointy end. See how that works. I've got a lot of thick glue stuck on the edges. I'm going to push that in. So Suddenly looks like I've got more glaze. Now I'll show you more on the smaller one because you'll be able to see. I'm going to just give it some splashes. Just some nice little splotches. No idea what it's gonna do. Oh, that's a big blob. Yeah, no idea what it's gonna do. Just get some extra movement. Not that it needs it, because I reckon it's gonna move quite a lot. But let's see. Splotchy. I want more kind of sweepy lines. Ooh, nice. Lovely. Yummy. Look. I'll show you again. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so that's that one. Now, this one, I'll just leave that out for the minute. This one isn't dry at the bottom, but I think I'm just gonna go with it because, first of all, I just want to get the glazing done. Another one of these all white ones. I like these ones. Just want to get it done, and I don't mind the smudging as long as I don't transfer that smoky merlot back into my seaweed. That's what I have to be careful of. And I'm not actually going to go where that's wet at the bottom there. I'm not going to go all the way down there. I'm only going to go about to there. So let's have a go. Right. And it's so runny seaweed. It's kind of like just drizzling down the sides anyway. If you do want to look at some glaze combos, my friend Jeanette from Far Forest Ceramics, she does some amazing tests. She tests all the time, and she has 2 Instagram pages, one for just specifically for all her test tiles, because she just does every combo imaginable that you can get with the colours she has. And she also has kiln openings and other videos as well, so a shout out there to Jeanette from Far Forest. If you are looking, especially if you're quite new and you want to see kind of what colours go with what, or what the outcomes of things are, she started off mostly with makeup but is now doing some Amico as well. So here we go. That's where we're at, a little bit around the edges, and that's that one. So we'll see what happens. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next glaze kiln opening, which will be 21, and see what happens with these balls. So if you do like me to do these glaze tutorials, then please like and comment and subscribe so that you can let me know if you want me to do more of them. Okay, thank you very much guys. Have a brilliant day. Bye.